I don't know what it was, but something caught my eye that pushed me forward to play through this game. This is Stellar Blade. Don't go away. So I have an insanely hilarious way of how I got into this game. I honestly wanted to play this on release day, but you know how game lists go. I'll eventually get to it, and I did. But I originally heard about this game because on release there was some controversy in some corners of the internet talking about how Eve, the main character for Stellar Blade, is an unfair presentation to how women should look. The only problem was developers themselves came out and said, hey, Eve is actually modeled after a real life girl and it's all to the same dimensions. That's literally how I found out about this game. Not only did the combat in the trailer intrigue me, but the fact that a lot of impressions of early reviews for this game had a lot of similarities to Nier Automata, a game that I actually did play recently and was amazing. So yeah, I'm in on Stellar Blade. And I'll tell you straight up, the similarities to Nier Automata is actually hilariously almost like way too much. Right from the start, I could tell the music has a similar vibe. The story is, well, wouldn't you have it, set in a futuristic apocalyptic world where you don't really know what happened to the human race out of previous events. What's left of this apocalyptic Earth is something you can go out and explore in a semi to mid open world experience while you go back to camp with the humans that sort of have a settlement as you upgrade your drone that follows you around that also doubles as a gun.
Looks about the same.
But what makes Stellar Blade Stellar Blade? Well, I'll actually give you the end of the review right now. This game is mid. It is average, except for two things. Two things that really take this game, Stellar Blade, and literally carry this game up into a good game category. One of these major core elements that carry this game, one of the pillars, is combat. Now let me tell you this, when I was younger, I used to always check the back of GameCube game boxes and stuff like that. I would love to read the stuff in the back. Nowadays, people really don't check the back. But I'll tell you this, the back of this box perfectly describes the combat. Engage in blistering combat, unleashing graceful yet brutal attacking combos. That is perfect to describe this game. Whoever wrote that in the back of this box, A+. Brutal and blistering yet graceful combat, that perfectly describes Stellar Blade to a T. Easy kill. More in-depth combat here is Souls-light. Not Souls-like, it's not even Souls, it's Souls-light. Because all of the elements are here, honestly. Enemy combats in one-on-one scenarios aren't just like run up and kill them and walk away. Unless they're super like bitch-ass enemies. Timing your parry attacks, timing your dodges, dying multiple times on bosses. Death means getting reset back to your old camp save and all the enemies respawn. So it does have some Souls in it here, honestly. But the difference is there's really no penalty for death at all, and boss fights, you'll die a couple times, 3, 4, maybe even 5 times on the final boss fight, but for the most part, this game has really no high difficulty to it at all. And the reason why Stellar Blade's combat system works so well is because what I like to call a color-coded dodge system. Okay, yeah, Eve can attack heavy attacks, light attacks, use a variety of the combos that are actually really cool, where in the end of a combo, your sword glows red, and it's like kind of cool. But what makes the color-coded system for dodging so cool is because you're constantly watching these enemies for what they're about to do. If an enemy goes to attack you and it blinks blue, that means you need to dodge forward. Click the dodge button and up on your left toggle. Specifically that, dodging left, right, or back will mean you just get hit. It has to be a perfectly timed dodge while moving forward. This makes you gracefully, like, slide past the enemies, drift around, and hit their weak side. Really cool stuff, never got old. Oh, the double dodge? But if it glows pink or purple, whatever color you want to call this, that means you need to dodge perfectly and hit back. You'll counter the enemy, jump back, reveal their weak spot, and then you can follow up with whatever attack you want. But if it glows yellow, that just means get out of here.
Get out of here!
This is unblockable. You have to dodge this. If you can't get out of the way in time, you have to hit the dodge button perfectly. You do come equipped with some other abilities, such as beta skills, which are pretty cool. Just hold L1 and then click one of the face buttons and you do a cool attack. But burst skills, this is the actual cool ones. This was my build. I built my build for Eve off of burst skills. These moves do more damage, they look more cool, they're just cooler. Don't tell me. My turn, domain. So that's the combat. It's really good. Here's the downside of the gameplay. And this is honestly not even a game thing, this is a personal opinion thing. Here, I'll tell you this right up. Eve is ungodly slow. I think this might be a bit of the soul style leaking into this, and this is a bit of a double-edged sword too, because Eve is so slow, in my opinion, that it makes you get good at parrying and dodging in the early stages of the game. For example, there are gear slots in this game, up to 4, of which I used 3 to upgrade my attack speed. Only then did I actually feel like a cool badass character. Yes, that super duper completely hindered my build for the entirety of the game to use up 75% of my slots to increase attack speed, but only then I could get off cool combos that I felt were cool enough. Towards the end, hilariously enough, I had to take them off because I couldn't beat the boss, so I just changed up my playstyle. So I took all my attack speed off, and my attack moves, I couldn't believe. I was like, this is game default? It literally looks slow motion to me. Not only that, Eve's dodge forward covers 4 feet, maybe? And not only that, double jump in this game is locked to story. You see in the skill tree, you have double jump here in this bottom corner. But you can't even unlock it when you want to unlock it. It's locked until you get to like halfway through this game. Now yes, that did force me to get better at parries, but honestly, personally, it's not the game's fault really. But personally, I just want to run around and beat people up cool sword style like Nier Automata or Devil May Cry. The last aspect I haven't covered it is the gun. Now, I'll be honest, I've seen a lot of people say that the gun is kind of useless in this game. It shoots out peanut pellets, low damage. I'll stick up for the gun. I like the gun. 99% of enemies really won't feel these gun bullets. But don't sleep on the missile shots or the explosive shots. Hell, even up close, I use the shotgun shells a lot just to do my combo attack, dodge back out, hit him with a shotgun shot, just a quick shot, and then go back into combat. I got a lot of damage off accumulative through these fights with just using my shotgun from random off the hip fire quick shots. It's over, man. Right in his fucking face. Now let's talk story. Throw it away. No, it's not that bad, but it is super... Man, is lame the word I'm gonna use here? It tries really hard to be really deep and impactful, but it forces that so hard, it's not good. The main foundation of a story, I've said this for a long time, in my opinion, is the characters. I could sit down right now and weave together some crazy story, but if I don't add interesting characters that anyone would care about, it doesn't matter what happens between plot lines X, Y, and Z because you don't really care about these characters. Eve is super duper surface level. Great to look at, yeah, but you don't really get to do anything with her character. Another character, Adam. And the third main character, the only character in this game that you actually can call like a character that you would care about, Lily. I think she got an actual backstory. I think she got some actual character to her. Lily is the only one in this game I could actually say was probably like one of my favorite characters.
네? 네, 저 맞아요. 그쪽은 7차 강화부대원 맞죠?
Like, here's a great example of what I mean when I say characters and story. So one of the side missions you do for Kaya. Now, for reference, I had to search this name up because I forgot it. I finished this game yesterday, and Kaya is one of my favorite characters. Yet her story is so bland, it didn't stop me from forgetting. But here's the thing. When I tell you what her story was, you won't think it's bland. Kaya and her sister were out in the wastelands. Big attack happens, they split off. Kaya comes back to her shop. Where's her sister? Her sister's missing out in the wastelands. You need to go find her. This doesn't sound like a boring story. Well, you go out there and you find out that she's actually dead. She has perished. And this is like multiple missions you have to go through, multiple requests you have to go through to get to the end of this. And by the time you get to the end of this, when you get to that finishing story, it's honestly like the two characters don't even care about what's happening. Like, there was no impactful difference for me from completing that mission of finding her lost dead sister out in the wastelands or finding this guy's book. Same impact on me as the player watching this. Presentation. This is where I'll talk about that second pillar, that second giant upheaval that really, with the combat, pushes this game up to a pretty good game category. What I'm talking about here is something that genuinely shocked me at how good it was. It was good. What I'm talking about is the music. I was not ready for how good the music was here. But it's definitely like a top 10, top 15 of all time for me for music. Music is a character in games. It pushes you emotionally towards a certain aspect. As much as Eve is accompanying you through this game, the music is also sitting beside you through the whole way. It's always there. Like, there's always music on screen in games. And the music is so good in this game. It's on screen, it's loud enough that it won't be drowned out by combat on screen, and it's layered. Like, it's like smart music. Take the hub world, for example. The hub world theme is this. But throughout the game, you get these cores. I don't know, you get these cores for this city. You need 4 of them. Every time you plug in a core and you go back out to the hub world, to the city, it's a lot more alive. People are gaining hope. Okay, cool. Not only that, the soundtrack's gaining more. An extra instrument is added into that song. It's still the same piece of a song, but you're getting another piece to it. Once you get through these cores, the city is alive, and so is the soundtrack.
That's a total different song.
So other than music, I think Stellar Blade does a pretty bang-up job on presentation. I always love the way Eve nonchalantly kicks open loot crates, and then the sound effects that accompany that is very satisfying as well. You can change Eve's outfit in this game, no microtransactions here, all unlockable in-game. Love to see that. Not only that, it's honestly just cool to scroll through outfits here. I had my go-to outfits here on screen, I'll show. And honestly, the coolest part of this is that it also shows up in cutscene. Whatever outfit you choose will show up in any cutscene you want. And not only that, there is more customization to Eve here. Halfway through the game, you unlock Gwen's hair salon, allows you to customize your hair color. Lots of hairstyles to choose from. Hilariously, ironically, I literally kept it with the default because I honestly thought that was the cutest one. One thing I'm not too sure on yet is the enemy design. It's, you know, I don't think anything's really iconic or super memorable until the end of the game. Like, most boss fights kind of blend together in terms of enemy design, but like I said, towards the end of the game, that's when you start fighting enemies that I remember. So overall impact, I'll tell you this. I like this game more than how good it really is, realistically how good it is on paper. There is something missing from Stellar Blade. And it's the kind of thing missing that you can't physically add. Like, you can't go into any dev game setup and add an asset. Stellar Blade really just feels a tiny bit hollow. There isn't that element of believability in this world. And I really do think that this is a super mid-average game. Everything this game does right, there is something that holds it back a bit. Like, take fishing, for example. Fishing was pretty fun, honestly. But why do you fish? For the rewards. What are the rewards? Not that great.
What the fuck? That's not what I thought I'd catch.
Take the missions, for example. What you do in these missions, I mean, they're pretty okay. The people you're doing them for, they're pretty okay. The rewards, they're pretty okay. Right, you get gold, you get items, you get stuff for crafting, so you can craft more suits. But here's the thing. At some point in the game, I realized I was doing missions for the sake of doing missions. Because unless it was for the singer, who had the really only good side mission storyline, I'm not doing it for the rewards, because I'm absolutely stocked full of rewards. I finished this game with like $80,000. What did I spend it on? There's not much to spend it on. So I'm doing these missions just for the sake of doing them. Or take the level design for an example. I feel like Stellar Blade really tested the waters a lot here. Multiple times in this game, you will go underground. For some weird reason, your sword doesn't work. I don't know. So you're dealt with only your gun. And I like to call, this is like Dead Space. This is the Dead Space levels. But then you have what I like to call semi-open worlds. You have your direct path from point A to point B. You have your main hub area, right? But from this main hub area comes multiple other things that you can check out at your own will. Yeah, sure, you can go right to point B, but you might as well check out this other stuff. That's exactly what this construction zone is in the beginning. But then also check this out. You have your more traditional open world. Big, vast, open world, lots of side missions to complete here, lots of stuff to explore. It is a little bit empty, but I kind of like that. But here's the downside to this open world. This is a big open world desert. Okay, well, you get 2 open worlds in this game. What's the second open world? If the first one was a desert, the second one is another desert. I really was disappointed when I found out that the second open world was another desert open world abandoned city combo. The literal only one thing this second world had was the fishing pond in the middle of everything and the opera house. Other than that, these 2 worlds look the exact same. Nearing the end, Stellar Blade is just hard to pin down for an actual score. You know, all of these negative or mid things I've said about this game, I feel like I haven't even like hyperbolized or outright just tried to like dump on the game. I'm just straight up spitting out what I feel like I felt during this playthrough. But I also felt during this playthrough that, especially in the beginning half, in the first open world, I genuinely felt like I'm having a ridiculous amount of fun with this game. Like, I was thinking about this game when I wasn't playing it. Now, finding out that the second open world was the same as the first really dampened that play lust. But the fact still remains that, in my opinion, Stellar Blade is a pretty mid game. Absolutely carried by 2 major pillars that lifts it up above the average score you would see out there. The outstanding music combined with the blistering, brutal, yet graceful combat really pushes this game, Stellar Blade, to an 8.6 out of 10. So that's it. Stellar Blade is done. There's a DLC for this game. Nier Automata DLC. I don't know if it's like it's definitely not an expansion. It might be a super duper small DLC. Another DLC is coming in a month's time for this game. I do plan on playing both of those DLCs, so we'll see just how it turns out. For now, I'm your host. Hope you just review. Peace out.
Let's do this.
What is up? I know what you're thinking. You're only here for the bonus Easter egg soundtrack I put in at the end of every video. But did you also know I have a donation page under Buy Me a Coffee? Donate whatever you want to my channel and I'll put half of that back to an environmental charity. So that's that. Enjoy the music. Peace out.